Let's see what Amazon brought. Whoa. Turbo Rustang pre-build kit for the Garrett Turbo. Turbo Rustang's gonna get a big turbo again.
Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a Turbo Rustang here in the driveway. I have the Garrett Turbo that I decided to rebuild. As you've seen in previous videos, we hurt this turbo with the low oil pressure on the last motor before we put this motor in. And so I decided to take the turbo apart and inspect it myself. I did find that it was quite blue and it had been quite hot. All the bushings, all the bronze bushings and thrust washer were quite worn. So as we can see here, we've got the bronze bushing and it's very dark. You can see it's been overheated, as well as it had a 270-degree thrust washer in it. You can see inside here the thrust washer is actually damaged. The in and out play of the thrust washer is definitely what was causing the play in the shaft of the turbo, which actually damaged the compressor wheel and it's left scraping marks on it. So I ordered the billet wheel from Mamba Tech USA. So it's a Mamba billet wheel. It's the same profile and specs as this wheel. Some people say that it's not going to gain anything. Some people say it will gain a little bit at high boost because there's no flex in the fins. So when coming to choose a compressor wheel, it was a little bit difficult at first because I don't know a ton about turbos. Basically, you have to measure your inducer, your exducer. You have to measure your overall height. The trailing angle is very important too. So when I typed in the part number on the back of this stage 3 compressor wheel, there's two possibilities. There's a 60-degree trailing angle and there's a 75-degree trailing angle. And I didn't know really which one I have. So after I did all my measurements, I did measure this angle and it turned out that it looked like I was a 60-degree trailing angle, which is this angle right here. So I ordered the turbo rebuild kit off Amazon and it's from the Turbo Lab of America. It's made in the USA apparently. The kit looks pretty damn good. Came with all the parts and pieces, bolts, seals, everything that you need. Plus it came with a 360-degree thrust washer. So instead of the 270, it has the 360. So it comes with a couple small different parts. But in the end, the thrust washer is the upgraded thrust washer. So I was pretty happy about that. So since you won't be able to see a lot of what I'm doing from the one camera, basically what we're going to be doing is removing our fresh air in, removing our charge pipe. We're going to be removing our drain hose and adjusting the angle, and I'll show you that when we get to it, because again, as I said in a previous video, we don't want it to be more than 11 o'clock and 5 o'clock or 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock. It has to be almost straight up and down. I just physically cannot get that with that lower turbo pipe, which I can show that a little bit later as well. We're going to remove the turbo blanket, access our 4 bolts there, remove our oil feed line, and we have the 1 clamp for the downpipe. And from there, the turbo should lift out and we can put the new one in. Okay, so I got turbos out now. And what I'm talking about, the center section, is this right here. So when you're looking at the turbos, your oil feed line and your drain need to be as directly vertical as possible. You can adjust these with the bolts on your center section. So you can adjust both sides. So once I get it in there, then I can line it up. And my biggest problem is that I touch that header tube right there with the drain. So I have to come out of this tube down this way. So I have to clock it just slightly. And that's why it's so important for it to go straight down. Now, these housings, as you can see, this is the Garrett housing. It's a lot tighter than the Chinese Amazon turbo housing. The orientation is a little bit different. It was actually causing my downpipe to rattle right there on the firewall, which was driving me crazy. So now with that other turbo, it's going to set the orientation back to where it was originally when I made the downpipe. So I'm excited that I don't have an exhaust rattle anymore. So what I'm going to do right now is transfer the turbo drain connection from my Chinese turbo to the Garrett turbo and get the clocking right, and then we'll reassemble. Okay, so as you can see, this is about the maximum I can get. So I'd say at about 12:30. I'm not even at 1 o'clock. Like it's good. So that's about the maximum I can get before I can not get my drain hose on. And then you can see how much the orientation of the downpipe changes with this housing. So now we'll just get her buttoned up, get her fired up. Also, once you've located the proper mounting area for your compressor side and your exhaust side with your feed and drain lines in the correct location, pull the turbo back out and tighten the bolts up on the bench because they're a pain in the butt to bolt up while it's sitting in the car. Okay, so this is pretty much what you're going to end up with. We're just about ready. So we're all torqued up on our compressor side and our turbine side. Drain lines on. Happy with our clocking of the oil feed, oil drain. And then if you look down here, you can see how much room with that turbo clearance that I've gained. I've actually, it's not like tons, but I got 1/4 of an inch, which is going to stop it from rattling. So I'll finish this getting the turbo blanket back on, oil feed line, and then we'll fire it up. Okay, so we're gonna give her a whirl. I left my fresh air pipe off so I can just have a look at the turbine while it's going, make sure that everything is all cool. So let's see if it starts. So far it sounds pretty good. so far. Let's button her up for a road test.
So after we check the turbo, make sure everything's good, I'll drive it for a day or so and then I'll turn up the boost. There's 19 pounds of boost. That's not bad. This turbo is more laggy than the other one. The other eBay turbo, it does have a smaller turbine housing, so it spools up faster, but that's why this one can have more top boost and more top end. Okay guys, so unfortunately we're going to end the video here. I was doing a road test and recording and my phone stopped recording halfway through and I missed the burnout and a whole bunch of good rolling revving shifts and stuff. It sucks, but I'll get back out in this car, bolt some burnout tires on, turn up the boost, and we'll hit it harder next time. So that being said, we're going to end it now. And thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.